So welcome back. Today we are going to see the practical of functions. Okay. Since in the last class we have talked about the theoretical portion, today we are going to see all those in our practical classes. Okay. So let's start with the top one, that is from the basics to advanced. Okay. So first of all, let me, here you can see def add. Okay. What is def? Def is your keyword that is to create a function. Clear? What is add here? Add is your function name. Okay. And what is this bracket? Is a function container that will contain the values or without values. Okay. So it is a container. And the last line, that is add. It is your function calling the function. Without this will no one work. Okay. It will won't work. Calling is very important. Fine. Okay. So I will just run this program for now and show you the output. Okay, 8. The output is 8. Why 8? Because when we create a function, we calculate here. That is your statement 5 plus 3 equal to 8. Then we call a function. Okay. Then if I remove this, you can see it won't work. Okay. I will just call directly, run directly without the call function. You can see you are getting blank. Why blank? Because we have not called the function. So calling function is very important. Okay. So this is the first case. Let me comment on this one. We have done with this. Now the second case. This is why do we need a function? Okay. Why do we need a function? So let me comment this out first. Okay. Without function, you can see the codes are repeating print 5 plus 3, print 5 plus 3, print 5 plus 3. That means it is repeating the same thing again and again. So that's why the Python developer has came up with functions. Okay, the functions, what it will do? It will create a function of add, definition add, that will calculate any number. Okay, we just have to use the function name add, okay, in order to run. Okay, so just comment this out. So here is this one. Okay, def add. Okay, this is without parameter. We are not passing here. That's why it's written without parameter. We are not passing any number or values here. Print 5 plus 3. Okay, so you just call the add function. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can see here we are printing 1, 2, 3. So we are calling 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can write this add in any of the programs of addition here, and I just can calculate the number. Okay, fine. So when I run this one, you can see the output. Okay, 8, 8, 8. We are not repeating the code 5 plus 3 3 times, but we are just calling the function 3 times. Clear? So this is your functions that will help us to reuse the code again and again. Okay, now let's see the function with parameter. This one without parameter, you can see def add, it is empty. Okay, this one is function with parameters. Okay, I will just comment this out for now. You can see def add a comma b. A comma b will be your parameter or your reference value. Okay, let me comment this out so that it won't get error. Okay, print a plus b. Okay, print a plus b will be your calculations and add while calling a function. Okay, since we have passed 2 parameters, we have to pass 2 arguments. Okay, so whatever the actual value we are passing is called arguments. Okay, if we have passed here only one value, say a, then we have to pass here 1 arguments. Clear? Since addition requires 2 numbers, a comma b, and here we require 2 arguments, 5 comma 4. Okay, so when I run this one, you can see the output. Okay, 9, 5 4 is 9, 5 plus 4 is 9. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this. This one is without parameter. Okay, This one is with parameter. You can see the difference. Here we are printing directly 5 plus 3. Here we are passing the parameter, that is your reference value, and we are passing the actual value in the adds function call. Clear? Fine. So a comma b will be your parameters, whereas 5 comma 3 will be your arguments, as I have said. Fine. Now let's look at the return keyword. So we have seen the print and return. So what is the difference? Print will just show you the output, whereas return will store in a variable, and that variable will be stored in a program memory, so that we can use that variable again and again in our rest of the programs. Clear? So you can see def add, this is one is your def keyword. Okay, add is your function name, ab will be your parameter. Okay, return a plus b, this one is your calculation. Before we have used print a plus b, here we are using return a plus b, so that we can use later in a program. Okay, now we will store result. Since we are using return, we have to store in variable result equal to add 5 comma 3. This is your function call. The function call is being stored in your memory. Okay, you can see this one stored in the memory, then print result. So when I run this one, you can see the output. Okay, and again you can see the output is 8. Why 8? Because 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay, so therefore this is the difference between the print and a keyword. Okay, just remember, whenever you are using return, you have to create a variable, and that have to store the call, function call have to be stored in your variable, and that variable need to be print. Fine? Clear? Okay, now I will comment this out. So we are making a simple calculator using the function. Okay, so in function, in the calculator, we will have the features like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. A simple calculator. Okay, so first of all, what we'll do, we'll create a function for addition. So addition require two number. The name of the function will be add a comma b, and return a plus b. Why we are storing return? So that we can use later on as a calculator. Secondly, we have a subtract. Subtraction require a comma b, return a minus b. Similarly for multiplication and division. Okay, now for the division, we have a if case. Why? Because if the number is, if b equal to 0, that means a divided by b, b is 0, then we cannot divide. It will say return cannot divide by 0. Fine. So that's why we have to check before doing any calculations. Okay, then return a by b. Fine. So this is your function definitions. All these are your function definitions. Okay, now the main program, we are asking users to enter a number, first number, second number. Okay, taking input from the users. Now we are creating a choice. Enter your choice between 1 and 4. If the choice is equal to 1, if the users press 1, then what it will select? It will select print result add num1 plus num2. Okay, so this one add num1 was num2, where we have done already calculate here. This one. Okay, a plus b, return a plus b. Here we are passing the actual number num1 and num2. Okay, this one is your actual parameter. If choice equal to 2, then the sum equal to num1 plus num2, num1 minus num2. Then if 3, num1 into num2, then 4, num1 divided by num2. If all these choices are not met, then it will be your else part. That will be your invalid choices. Okay, so this is, I will run this program and I will show you. Okay, enter the first number, say 4, second number 2. Okay, enter your choice. For example, I will select 3. So the result is 8. Why? 4 to 8. What is the choice number 3? Choice number 3 is this part, that is multiply. So 4 into 2 is 8. Okay, so it is working fine. Clear? So this is the first program. Now second program, let's look at the second program. Okay, this program is just to check the marks, total marks, average marks, and the grade. Okay, so we have to create 3 function definition, that is for total marks, average and grade. Okay, so for total marks we need three marks. We are taking three marks for now. Okay, marks 1, marks 2 and marks 3. Return m1 plus m2 plus m3. This will be your total marks. Average marks, you know that total divided by 3. Okay, so return total divided by 3. Fine. Then grade, this one is if else condition. We have already seen this part in the if elif statement. Okay, if you are not aware of this, you can go and check for the if elif statement in Python in my previous video in the conditional statement. Okay, so this is your main program. Marks 1, enter marks of first subject, second subject and third subject. Okay, total equal to total marks. Okay, we will just call the function. You can see the total marks. We are calling this one here total marks, marks 1, marks 2, marks 3. This will be your arguments. Okay, whereas we have passed this as parameter m1, m2, m3, whereas in function calls we pass as actual parameter, which is your arguments. Okay, average is equal to average marks. You can see the average marks name same here, also same. We just have to pass the total. Okay, clear? Now last is final grade of average marks. So we just call the grade and pass the average. This one is actual. Okay, so whatever you have created here, whatever you have created as a variable, that can be used in the function call. Okay, now at last we will just print the total, average and final grade. Okay, just run the program and see the output. Enter the marks of first subject, say 45, 99, 86. Okay, so the total marks is 230, average marks is 76.67 and the grade will be B. Okay, so this is how the function works in the Python. Okay, so thank you. We'll see in the next class.